Hey, hello. Welcome to this week's episode. It's Fraser here. And this week we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, leverage. Now, I've been joking recently that my job title should be Chief Leverage Officer or even Chief Laziness Officer because I'm a big fan of lifestyle and fitting your work around it. So I quite like Chief Laziness Officer, actually. I think that's better than Chief Leverage Officer. So I think I might use that for a while because it's just a bit of a point of difference, really, isn't it? But anyway, my other role as Chief Leverage Officer, it is so fundamental to everything that we do online in marketing and everything that I talk about as well and everything that I teach. So, what is leverage? Well, I mean, if you look at the dictionary definition, well, one of them anyway, it's to use something to maximum advantage. Now, there's that whole thing about with a long enough lever, I can move the world, said Archimedes. And there's some truth in that. Um, Maybe not moving the world, but I think it's getting the most out of what you already have. It's maximizing your resources. And as I've said here on the right, it's about multiplication of effort with no extra effort, or maybe a little bit of extra effort, but not very much. I mean, one of my favorite examples is email, which is really a completely scalable business. If I want to send an email to 1,000 people, it will take me the same amount of effort to then send it to 10,000 people as my list grows. Okay. I might have in practice a few more people emailing me back, asking me questions. So there might be a bit more customer support, but pretty much um, I will get 10 times the results from a list of 10,000 as a list of 1,000, assuming that they're all the same quality, came from the same place, etc. So email is a great example of leverage. My favorite method. You know, I love my email. I've got courses on it and everything, and books kind of at my ears. So it's always one of my favorite examples. But there's a lot more as well. I mean, not just email, but the whole of digital marketing is about leverage, actually. That's what it enables us to do. It enables us to get the message out there to thousands of people without having to be in thousands of places. I mean, obviously, online advertising is a big part of digital marketing. And what is online advertising? It's automated audience building. That's really all it is. It takes us in front of people we wouldn't normally get to. And it reminds me a bit of the old classic definition, or one of them, definition of advertising, which is salesmanship in print. Now, as you can imagine, that's quite an old fashioned one. I think it was coined back in about 1910 by a guy called John Kennedy, who's one of the founding fathers of advertising back in the day. So, print and printed newspapers and letters was a big thing. So, yeah, salesmanship in print. But advertising is really salesmanship in video, it's salesmanship in a Facebook post. It's salesmanship in a TikTok. So it's all kinds, advertising is all kinds of leverage. Online advertising is absolutely about leverage. Um, the other, just reminds me, slight tangent, the other definition of advertising that I really like is the truth well told, because that is a great definition. I think it was from Chiat Day back in the 60s, they came up with that one. And yeah, you need to have your story. It should be truthful, should be legal, honest, decent and truthful. But you can tell it well. You can highlight the good bits and forget about the bad parts a bit more. That is what a lot of life and advertising and persuasion is all about. And I'll talk much more about that in my big persuasion course that's coming out later in the year. But back to email, as I said, it's built on leverage. It's absolutely fundamental to its success. It still amazes me that it's one of the first things that I came across online on the internet. His ability to email my clients. Excel sheets and things like that. So it has been around since day one, and it's still such a great model, especially when social media accounts can be shut down overnight in a minute and you lose all that audience. But with email, you have that data. Well, I mean, if you're smart about it, sometimes it might live in ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign, but you should have a backup, by the way, just to let you know that one as a bit of a reminder there. You must have a backup as well, despite the fact that your data is pretty safe. If you get the wrong complaint to the wrong ESP, then you can lose that as well. So yeah, just a quick reminder there. Um, so apart from the advertising and marketing side of it, I mean, there is also the automation, which is leverage as well. Again, I'm going to talk more about marketing automation here, but I mean, some of the new things coming out, like artificial intelligence writers, all kinds of AI like Chat GPT, and about 100 tools that I have picked up over the last year that I use. Automation absolutely is leverage. There are so many things we can do now. So it is leverage, but it's also using it smartly. It's all strategy will win. The more automation that we have, the more important strategy becomes. So don't forget that. So with your leverage, make sure that you really are maximizing the smart use of that automation, and it's strategic leverage that you're doing. And then there's my old favorite, outsourcing. It's also leverage. Getting someone else to do your work at a lower hourly rate than you are worth is absolutely leverage. So, I mean, I constantly have to stop myself doing design work that I'm a bit rubbish at, because I think it'll be quicker, but it comes out looking like a dog's dinner because I'm not very good at it. Whereas I know I could get somebody who is much more talented than me for $10, $20 on an outsourcing site. Good old Fiverr is still good. It's not really a Fiverr anymore, but you can get something decent for well under $100. I've seen me sit there for like 4 or 5 hours battling in Canva trying to do something decent, where I should just be sending it off to someone or one of my assistants. They could probably do a better job than me, even though they can't design. So, but yes, outsourcing is another form of leverage. And then one other thing that a lot of people forget about when you are using automation, when you're using staff, when you're using outsources, is the guidance that you give them in the form of S.O.P.s, standard operating procedures. So it's just guidelines, it's best practice, it's how I want things done. Sometimes it's just a checklist, do it in this order, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Sometimes a video a bit like this, where I capture the screen and I talk someone through how to do a particular task. It might be showing them how to download a particular bit of information and then reformat it to send to me for my weekly numbers. But yes, don't forget that it's S.O.P.s are also very important when you're using leverage because it gives you the quality you need at scale. With one set of S.O.P.s, with a few sets of S.O.P.s, you can have different tasks being completed at the same time. That's when you're leveraging yourself. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, you've got somebody doing your design, you've got somebody doing your numbers, you've got somebody diarizing meetings for you, depending on your business. So that is another part of leverage. So yes, this week, leverage is the foundation of everything that we really do online marketing and everything that I stand for because of the leverage laziness conundrum. If you want something done quickly, get a lazy person to do it because they've probably found out a good way of using leverage. So don't forget that. And it's been great talking to you, and I'll be back very soon with another edition. Bye for now.